In this video, I want to quickly talk about using layers and hiding objects. So one of the things that happens often is you have many objects and sometimes it's too much at once, right? So what if we want to work on this pen and there's all of these other objects that basically get in the way? So one thing you can do is select the object you want to work with, create a new layer, and you can assign the object to the layer. So that's one method, which in most cases it works really well. So let's do that really quickly. Let me select the pen, and you can go up here, use the right click, and here you have this select objects. So basically what this does is lets you select objects from inside the layer, and here you have change object layer. So whatever is selected is changed to the selected layer. So let's click here, and whenever I want to select this pen, I can go back up here, select objects, and select the pen. So this is a nice way to work with objects. If there's a few objects you want to draw your attention to, you can work in a scene in this way, and then select the object. And you can use zoom select or zoom extend. So let's click on zoom select, and here we can focus on this object. So that's a very nice way to do it. Then also, if you're working on this object, you can hide the other objects which are inside the other layers. So that can help a lot. Now another way to do something very similar would be select whatever you want to work with. So let's say we want this chair. Let's go from a top view so it's easier to select. Okay. So let's say we just want to work on this chair. And right now it's not under its layer, it's not a single layer, it's within the objects layer. So if we want to work on this part of the model, we can go up here to the hide objects and show object. We can expand this menu by clicking on this small triangle at the bottom right of the icon. And here we have the visibility panel. So this panel here lets you hide and show selected objects. And here you have this other option that says invert selected and hide objects. So whatever you have selected, it will hide everything else. So you can select what you want to work on, and you can hide everything that you're not working on. So whatever is not selected becomes hidden. So this can be really useful when you're working on one part of a larger model, and sometimes you just have too many layers, so it becomes more efficient to simply select the part of your model that you want to work on and hide whatever you're not working on. And so this makes it a lot easier because now I can select everything, I can use Boolean union, and I can really focus on this aspect of the model. So let's talk about how you would access these commands if you're using Macintosh, for example, if you don't have the standard toolbar. So one way to get the visibility panel would be to go under the Tools menu, and here you have the toolbar layout. When you click on toolbar layout, you will have the option under default to use other panels. So this one is related to hiding, so let's see if there's a hiding icon, maybe this one. And so whenever you click on something, you will see a small panel appears. So that's one nice way to see which panel you're working with. And there's many ways to work with this. I know a lot of people, they just click on everything, press OK, and then close them one by one. So this could be a nice way to do it. So here we have the visibility panel, or toolbar I should say. So the visibility toolbar is up here. We can click on this box and then visibility appears. We can say OK, and now we have this new toolbar that we can dock up here if we want to. And there's two ways to dock menus. One of them is click on the title, and it doesn't work. Okay, that's interesting. So there's two parts to it. There is the title, and then there is the blue bar here. So if you click on the blue bar, you can typically dock it. It seems like it's not working. So if you cannot dock a panel, or in this case a toolbar, you have to go up here and you have to unlock the docked windows. So now all of the windows can be undocked and they can also be docked. So now this panel is docked, but I don't want it here, so you can always move it. You can move it up here. You can also select the title. And now when I select the title and go up here, I have a new panel up here, the visibility panel, which has exactly the same commands. So this can be really useful. So you can have it as a tab and go back and forth between this tab and the standard tab, depending on your layout. So it's up to you where you want this. If you know you're going to use it a lot, you can take it and drag it to the side. This is where I usually keep additional tools under the standard toolbar. So this might be useful for you. And as I said before, typically you use the show object, hide objects, and this one here which inverses the selection. But so if you're at a point where you need to reveal all of the hidden objects, so we're done working with the chair, we want to see the rest of the objects, you can see the layers are not going to show anything more, right? So everything stays hidden. So the hidden command is unrelated to the layer hidden command. So here you can hide and show a layer. When you show the hidden objects, this is different, right? It's its own command, it's unrelated to the layers. They work independently from each other. So if you want to show them, you have to click up here on show objects. Now, if for some reason you do not want to use this panel, then you will have to go up to one of the menus. And honestly, I haven't done that in a long time, but you can go up here to the help. We can write hide. So let's just select everything and just hide it. We'll just type in hide, press enter. And here it should tell me where I can find it. Where can I find this command? You can find it under Edit, Visibility. So if for some reason you cannot access any of the panels that have the hidden and show tools, then you will have to go under Edit. And under Edit, we should be able to find this menu here, Visibility. And we can hide, we can show, and let's see, oops, I clicked on the wrong, I did not mean to click. Swap hidden and visible. Huh. So it doesn't seem like there is select the opposite and hide the opposite. So that's interesting. So I guess if you had to use these shortcuts, the Control H, Control Alt H as show selected. Yeah, if you had to use some of these commands as shortcuts, you would not be able to use this additional icon, which is really handy, this one up here, which selects the opposite for you. So what you would have to do is invert selection and then hide it. So it's a little tricky. So I definitely would recommend that you use the visibility panel instead of going under edit, because the select, invert and hide is very powerful, because otherwise you have to go to file, edit, select object, invert, and of course you can use an alias for it, right? You can create an alias for invert selection, but then you still have to use two shortcuts instead of one. Now another thing I should say is you can also create your own icons. So if you hold, I believe it is the shift key, move, edit, control, copy link. Okay, so if you hold the control key, or if you're using Mac, this should be the command key. You can hold that key, click on the tool that you want to use, and you can add it to your panels. So here I just created a copy of invert, select, and hide objects onto my standard toolbar. So you can do that with any of your tools. If for some reason you need access to, I don't know, one of these tools that's hidden, like the boolean, you can hold control and have a boolean appear as part of your standard toolbar. Now, one thing that a lot of people do to make this a little more accessible is they use the middle mouse button, and if you click up here, you can have it as a pop-up window. So here you can populate the pop-up window with some of these commands. So now if I hold Shift, I can move this command up here. So now every time I click on the middle mouse button, I have the access to invert the selection and hide the objects. Now this is a little strange if you only have this option, so if I was going to do this, I would definitely have to go up here and add the show object. So holding control, add this command up here, and here it is. So now I can hide whatever is not selected, and then I can show everything. So show all of the objects, click up here, click on this wall and hide whatever is not selected. And if we want to show it again, we can click on show objects. So this is one quick, efficient way to walk through a file that has a lot to it. When you have too many objects, this can really help it be more organized and easier for you to work on one small part of this project. And as I said, this can be really powerful if you have too much going on. So I hope this makes sense, and I would suggest that you play around with the different options, get familiar with using the layers, and figure out what option works best for you.